It's a bold plan, Mr. White. You sure this is the way to go?
In the case of episode 203, what's the lie he can tell that'll get himself off the hook here with his wife and his family? He says, well, I just got to play crazy. How do you really prove you're nuts? You take off your clothes and you wander into a public place. Actors sort of have to be emotionally naked, the great ones, all the time. They have to be able to strip themselves bare.
You don't remember talking to me when I was in the bathtub?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
And at first he's thinking about simply getting himself off the hook, and he's not thinking about the damage he's doing to his wife and his son. He has to sneak out of the hospital, take a bus across town, and save himself from revelation here. And in the midst of this,
you okay?
He gets a covert glimpse of how sad and damaged his family is because of his disappearance. It's the law of unintended consequences. The further we go down this road of him being a criminal, the more we naturally worry, is he going to remain sympathetic to us?
You're supposed to drink it. No, the nurse said you have to stay hydrated.
But I'm not thirsty.
Dad, drink it.
We have that father-son dancing around, you know, who are you really? And that very typical, really, of father-son relationships.
Walt and Walt Jr. have grown a lot closer. His dad may not be around much longer. He needs to really step up and mature and just show his age.
He's actually showing some very mature colors this season.
I think your car was there because you were there. Tuco had a bullet in him when I got there, and I think you know something about that, too.
His whole world is coming unraveled, and they kind of, sadly, really only have one another.
So you still want to cook? Seriously?
What's changed, Jesse?
I think there's a lot of pressure on Jesse to be like this perfect kid, and, you know, when you have that pressure, as all young kids, they tend to kind of want to rebel.
Hey, Dad. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, you know what? I'm actually zeroing in on a job.
He's like, this is who I am. I'm my own person. I'm going to do this. I don't need to do what my parents are trying to convince me to do.
But how is he? Really? Hank? He's indestructible, you know that. She comes to the office because, you know, he almost gets killed, and she's really shaken.
You really see the consequences of what's going on. If you shoot somebody and there's no blood, you know, is that really a good lesson?
Mr. Salamanca lunged toward the vehicle and fired on me with what I ascertained to be an M16 assault rifle.
For me personally, and I think Vince as well, they want to make sure his character is true to the DEA way of doing things. So we've had a lot of contact with the DEA, and we're able to ask them about it, what it's like to have shot somebody or to be in a position of kind of fearing for your life.
This will not happen again, okay? I won't let it.
They're really falling apart and struggling, and she's reached a point where his explanations don't add up and they don't make sense anymore. Do you have a second cell phone? And that's maybe one of the first times when you see an iron will that she has, and you see her boundaries really clearly.